turned 65 this year, correct?
Yay!
Do you see any change in your thought process or full circle type moments at all?
Well, not full circle, but yeah, I do. Well, for me, the thought process of just, show day is just like a day where I seem to spend more time, concentrating on my energy for later. Yeah. That's the deal. No, I think about. I just told somebody a few days ago. I said, "Well, I think I finally come to the realization that this is as good as I'm going to feel right now." I haven't been drinking, so when I wake up, that's as good as I'm going to feel that day. That's an old Jethro joke, but now my thought process is just that I've never. My hands are slowing down. I know it. There's arthritis in them. And,
but there's kind of a beauty in that a little bit too, probably, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
Like an artistic.
Now things you can't play as fast as you used to. You just say, "Well, that's my style. I've matured."
Yeah.
All in all, the not flip answer is just that I've never enjoyed playing more than I do now. I've never enjoyed it more, and probably that's coming with age. That when I was out on the festival trail, hard to believe, but 40 years ago,
probably feels like yesterday.
It does, and I didn't, I never warmed up. Didn't, I don't know. I just wasn't. I wasn't focused on it yet, I guess. Yeah. But I was just going around having a great time. But maybe I'm more focused now. But I just want to. My energy is spent trying to improve as a player and singer. I'm actually the last year been working on my technique because my right hand, feels differently than it used to, and I'm working on a technique as I age to try to just keep it going. Yeah. So because everything just changes, and if anything, some days I look forward to picking up the fiddle because I haven't been satisfied myself on mandolin.
So my last question is, what has a life involved in music taught you about what it means to be a human being?
Well, honestly, just because you can play an instrument well, just really doesn't help the folks down in Houston right now that lost a house. Sure. So, what has it taught me? I've always thought about honesty in music, and so I'm trying to, bring that into life too. I don't know what it's taught me other than, once again, for musicians to think they're special because they can play instruments has always been an always been an odd thing to do.
Yeah, well,
because
the idea that you get to see all these different places in the world, interact with different people, and have maybe a broader perspective of things because you're
well, I do feel fortunate that I have been in situations that I wish other Americans could see. In other words, it'd be really great for. Let me digress. But like in the '80s, the Newgrass Revival, we did tours where we worked for a branch of the State Department, where we'd leave America for 5 weeks and go to just places that you'd never dream of going, Malta and Egypt and India and Nepal and Bangladesh, and, Turkey and places I wouldn't want to go to now. I wouldn't feel safe there now. But I wish all Americans could go to, for instance, to see what life is like in a Muslim country, to see, if anything, just to see the differences in our countries. Yeah. That's supposed to be a good thing, and it is. And it would be good for all Americans to go and see what an embassy really is in these countries. Sometimes an embassy is not any bigger than this tour bus we're sitting in. And people's perception is that, well, it's an embassy, people can't overtake an embassy. Well, unfortunately, 2 Marines guarding an embassy does not keep an overthrow from happening. And I wish people, we visited embassies and we'd go to ambassadors' houses and see how this works and why you need ambassadors and what goodwill. We were there for a goodwill thing, under the George, was it Reagan or George Bush? I guess George Bush, Reagan, some of it, George, and we were goodwill ambassadors, and we were believing in what we were doing, and we think we were bringing American culture to them that hadn't seen that, and of course we got to see parts of the world we would never see. So, I wish, I'll use the word, I wish entitled Americans could go to Bangladesh once and watch this guy that takes you up and down the Ganges River with tigers over there, and he hasn't ever worn shoes, and his feet are like baseball gloves on the bottom, and he's muscular, and he works this little boat that you go out in, and we gave him some money when we got off of this thing, and he's like, he looked at it, because then our American cultural officer with us goes, "You guys shouldn't have given him that much. You just gave him 3 months' pay."
Wow.
I went, well,
It puts everything in perspective.
but well, it does, and I mean, if people who wash their clothes, get their drinking water from this river there, and that has everything floating in it, and I just wish we could all see that. I think it would just help our perspective, and how we have a good life, and nothing wrong with wanting a better life, but so that's one of the fortunate positions that I've been in, to go to, and when seeing other parts of the world, seeing how people live, and meeting other musicians from around the world, what they go through, and the incredible advantages Americans have as musicians, things we get to take advantage of, schooling and education and places to play and examples to follow, and whereas a classical musician sitting in Bombay doesn't have the same opportunities, I think. So as musicians, it's been rewarding meeting other cultures. When the Newgrass Revival played in India, we met a bongo drummer that was tremendous, and we let him, he played with us, and man, he wanted to come back to the States with us and move to the States and play with us, and we couldn't go through that. His name was Bando Fernandez. And we said, "How'd you get Fernandez?" Well, the Christian father made the Hindu mama. So anyway, but it was just interesting seeing them and having what they do. Plus, it was good for us as musicians too, because I'm a fan of Indian music, and when we were in Bombay, I could roll over every morning and flip on this little radio by the bed and just hear the most amazing sounds come out that I've ever heard in my life. So that has been good for us.
Well, thank you for talking with me.
Thanks, my pleasure.